Yes, gang, and welcome back to the channel. And in today's video, it's probably going to be a bit of a quicker video, just because what I'm going to do is just take you through my meals, calorie breakdown of what I'm eating 3 days out from my bodybuilding show, but also on a rest day as well. So body weight this morning was 87.85, which is a 0.15 increase from yesterday. Me and Ben did speak. We were potentially going to run a higher carb final meal just for like an evening load, but with body weight being slightly up from yesterday, I haven't got my hopes up. I think it's just going to be a case of usual non-training day diet, which is going to be 2,550 calories with no load this evening. That's what my prediction is. I've just done my fasted shots now, so I've sent them over to him. I'll see what his feedback is. But for the time being, it's 2,550 calories. He may deploy an extra 50 to 100 carb this evening. We'll see. But to give you guys a breakdown of the calories and macros, it is 2,570 calories, not 2,550. We've got 218 grams of protein, 290 grams of carbohydrates, and then 60 grams of dietary fat. So what I will do is I will take you through meal by meal, what the meals are, what the meals consists of, so that you can see basically what I'm eating on a rest day and 3 days out from show. And then maybe you can implement some of the meals yourself. Not that it may get you the result the same as it's got me, because it's all individual dependent, but it can maybe give you some ideas. Not that my meal plan is extremely exciting, but it's definitely worked for me. So we're powering through check-ins. We've got a busy day. We've got my haircut at 9:30, because you'll know when I need a haircut as well on this channel, because I'll always be wearing a hat. Look at the state on that. Absolutely shambles. So we've got my haircut at 9:30. So we're going to power through some check-ins, get a big bulk of the steps done. We're 1,500 steps done already. But I want to get the majority of my steps done earlier on in the day, because with the heat in the UK, as the day goes on, it's like a fucking sweatbox in here. So I'd rather get a big bulk of my steps done this morning, so that when it does get hot this afternoon, I'm not sweating my bollocks off on that walking pad. But anyway, main topic of this video is full day of eating. So follow along, watch along, watch along, prep brain in full swing. Watch along, fuck it. Just watch the video, guys. You'll see what I'm eating. It's been a tough week, but we've got this last day of lower food, because it is going to be higher food tomorrow as we start to load coming into the shoot. But anyway, I will see you guys for meal one. So meal number one going down, we have 2 whole eggs. We've got 100 grams of mushrooms with 1.5 grams of pink salt. And then we're also going to be using my favorite sauce at the minute, which is the Tabasco Sriracha hot sauce. Key tip for you guys, any of you who are dieting down, be mindful of sauces. You know, you could be in a deficit or think that you're in a deficit, but then if you're plastering your food with sauce, number one, you can run into digestive issues and bloating. But number two, you're just going to be adding in a shit ton of unnecessary hidden calories, should I say. This meal is actually very nice. I've had this meal for like how it is, 2 eggs and 100 grams of mushrooms for quite some time. I used to have a bagel with it, but the bagel did get removed as calories needed to be pulled down. But I think just because I'm so hungry and food focused, I could probably have 100 grams of mushrooms with no eggs and still enjoy this meal. But the only negative to this meal is it literally takes me about 30 seconds to eat, because I like having my eggs hot. So when I make the meal, I just want to eat the meal pretty rapid, essentially. You know, whereas like with chicken and rice, I could have that cold, take my time with it. Same like the cream of rice, for example. But this meal, I've got to eat hot. So when I make this meal, I will just be eating it straight away. But at least you guys know what that meal is. 2 eggs, better fry light, 100 grams of mushrooms, 1.5 grams of salt, and 7 to 10 grams of sriracha sauce. But I'm going to have this meal. We're going to tuck into a coffee, get back into check-ins. And then we've got a haircut at 9:30. So we are 2 meals. No, not 2 meals. I'm usually 2 meals in by now. But we're just 1 meal in. So eggs and mushrooms are done. And I'm not going to lie, I'm absolutely starving. But we've got my haircut to go to shortly. So I will be pushing that meal back and having that as soon as I do come back. But we're a big block of work in. Food is prepped for today because we did have the updates from Ben. So no direct changes, which I'm gutted about, because I thought we were potentially going to do a little bit of a load this evening, which would have been my cream of rice meal. And if you know me or you've been watching the YouTubes, you know I absolutely love cream of rice. So it's just going to be the 90 grams tonight instead of like a potential 120. But so yeah, just to give you guys an update, no direct changes. Ben's happy with the look, and to be honest with you, like, I am as well, you know. And that's the thing when it comes to dieting down, like, you can fuck about with high days too much, you know. Like, just do what is working. With how things have been this week, like, everything's moving exactly where it needs to be, you know. Just because I'm hungry and would love a high day, if it's not needed, don't run it, you know, don't run it. So he's gonna send me my updates for tomorrow, because with me going to Coventry tomorrow, I'm gonna work in the morning, get a big bulk of my steps done, get my upper session done here, and then come back, shower, shave my face, because currently looking a bit homeless at the minute, and then drive up to Coventry. Pick all her up from the train station because she's away with her mother, so she's going to get a train straight there, go Tesco, pick up some bits, and then we can just go back to the Airbnb, work and chill for the evening. So what I said, or what Ben said, is he'll get me my meal plan for tomorrow done today, just so I can get that prepped, which is one less thing to do tomorrow morning. So we're just getting some steps boxed off. We're like 5k deep at the minute. So like I said, I want to get the big bulk of my steps done beforehand, and then I want to get a big bulk of my steps done before the weather gets fucking way too hot. And then what I'll do is I'll just do a 10-minute walk after each meal, and then just walking around day to day. I'll be hitting my 10k without fail, because steps are a target, guys. You don't want to look at your steps and be like, oh, I've got 10k, I'll do 8, I'll do 9. No, you do 10. Get your steps done. Get your non-negotiables nailed. Your food, your training, your cardio and your steps, and you'll get the result you're after. But it is currently, let's have a quick look. I've got my haircut in 18 minutes. So I'm going to get off the walking pad, go for my trim, and then come back and dive into my next meal, which I'll show you guys. And I will be chomping at the bit to have that, because it'll be like 10:30 at that point. So I'll see you guys for meal 2. And that is us back from the haircut. And one thing that I can guarantee is that when I do go for my haircuts, I will be going to sleep. It's like the only time for like half hour where I can like switch off a little bit from work and just, like, I love a haircut. I don't know if any of you guys are the same, but a haircut is such a nice feeling, especially when your hair was shit before having a haircut. But it was great because sat down on the chair, woke up, looking handsome again. Love it. So quick half-hour nap whilst having my haircut. We've come back and we're about to go into meal 2, which I will show you guys, which is absolutely bloody beautiful. So let me get out the fridge, let me get this meal ready, I'll show you guys what it is. And here we have the meal, which is going to be 80 grams of cream of rice. We have one rice cake that I've sprinkled on top, which is the Kalo rice cake. We've got 125 grams of berries, 45 grams of whey as a drip, and then 15 grams of almond butter. The cream of rice that I'm using at the minute, just because I've got like 5 kilos of it in the house, is the Train by JP chocolate one with the double chocolate or with the chocolate orange whey. But my go-to is the chocolate orange whey with either the salted caramel Train by JP cream of rice or the cookie dough by Supplement Needs. Absolutely unreal. But a little bit of sprinkle of cinnamon on top. I'm going to have this now stick on a podcast and then we get back into work. So let's dig into this meal. And here comes the heat, guys. Hence why I've taken my top off. We've done and powered through all the check-ins today. We've got an afternoon of setups to do. We've got 2 setups to onboard to the team. But it's getting absolutely boiling in the conservatory. So I've closed all the blinds. I've got my fan on. This is currently the setup. But it is getting hot in here. So I've taken my top off because I will just be overheating otherwise. But next meal up, which I will show you in 5 minutes. Not 5 minutes your time, 5 minutes my time. But that's in the microwave. Now we have coming up on the menu for meal number 3. 180 grams of raw weight chicken. We've got 50 grams of rice and 100 grams of veg. And the veg that I use, I used to always use green beans. So I used to always use broccoli. The veg that I use now, and have done for, I would say like coming up to 2 years, is the frozen veg from Tesco. Let me just show you it, because it is so good. So this is the veg that I use. So it is a mix of carrots, peas, green beans and sweet corn. And it's also a lot cheaper as well. You know, I think that kilo bag of veg cost me like £2, you know, and if you're having 300 grams a day of veg, or 200 to 300 grams of veg, you know, it's not actually going to be that expensive. So make sure you're eating your veg, but have variety with your veg and get the frozen veg, because you'll save a bit of money as well. But what we're also going to have with this meal is 1.5 grams of pink Himalayan salt, and we're going to use 10 grams of Tabasco hot sauce, which I'm looking forward to. So I'll show you the meal when it is ready, but this is going to be the next meal now. I'll do a 10-minute walk, and then we get into an afternoon of new client setups. So this is meal number 3. So chicken, rice and veg. And if you're wondering why it's on a cloth, it's because I like to microwave my food super hot, because it then takes a little bit longer to eat. So when I grab it out the microwave, it's like fucking burning my hand. So I'm going to put some sauce on this, sit down behind the laptop, get that podcast back on, and then steps back into work. Right then, guys, so it is now time for meal number 4 going down. So big afternoon of work boxed off. I'm looking forward to my next meal. I tell you what though, these flies are doing my fucking head in. They're jarring me. I've got this thing that I just keep killing flies with. It's so annoying. We've had the door open, and then like just flies coming fucking everywhere. Piss off. They're horrible. But anyway, meal number 4. Yes, meal number 4 going down. So this is literally going to be a repeat of meal number 3. Nothing exciting, but this is going to be 180 grams of chicken, 50 grams of raw weight rice, and then 100 grams of veg with sriracha sauce. And I'm looking forward to it just as much as I was my last chicken and rice meal. But all food is prepped, ready to go tomorrow. Bags are all prepped, ready. Let me show you guys. So if I show you in here, so as we can see, we've started packing, ready to take things in the car later on. So my main thing today, with like in between work and before I go to bed, is just making sure that I'm not stressing in the morning about, oh, have I got this, have I got that. So just making sure that I'm prepped in advance, you know, don't have to wake up, make food. I've got my food ready, you know, so just be a case of wake up, work, pack the car or fill up the car, whatever word I'm looking for, and just get up to Coventry, you know. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it, guys. But I was flagging a bit during work. I was going to have a coffee, but I thought I shouldn't. I'm trying to limit my caffeine intake, and I'm only having 2 coffees per day at the minute. So this meal now, we got to do another shave tonight, just armpits and shit. So shave tonight, and then I'm buzzing for my last meal, guys. I'm not going to lie. Absolutely buzzing for it. But onboarding videos are going out. Work's flying. We're in a good spot. We're in a good spot. So I'll show you guys this next meal and we'll tuck in. And here we have it. Meal 4. Chicken, rice and veg. And what we're actually watching with this meal is old school Sam Sulek that he posted 2 years ago. His videos are actually sick, to be fair. They're just like such an easy watch. So I'm gonna tuck into this and enjoy a nice small bowl of chicken and rice. So what I thought I would quickly touch on as well is Haylin's result that he's achieved with myself, because a bit of a backstory with Haylin's result. It's not been straightforward. It's not been a walk in the park by any means. You know, when Haylin signed up with me, a week later, he ruptured his Achilles playing rugby. And a lot of people would have looked for the negatives. You know, they would have thought, fuck, I can't do anything. You know, and in all fairness, he couldn't really do anything. You know, in the sense of couldn't train legs, couldn't do cardio. Steps were averaging about 2,000 per day. But what we did do is double down on things that we could control. You know, for example, meals, nutrition, everything was dialed right in from a nutritional standpoint. And we were also able to train upper body as well. You know, and if I just show you the result that we have managed to achieve, you know, look at that. And we had a holiday in between as well. You know, and this is the result that we've managed to achieve, which is absolutely incredible. So this just goes to show you guys that even with injuries, even with holidays, when events do pop up, regardless of your situation, you can still make progress. It all just comes down to how bad you want it. You know, Haylin was in a boot and a cast for 12 weeks, and he's managed to pull off this result, which is absolutely incredible. So hats off to him. And it is time for the 5th and final meal to go in today. So the final meal that we do have is going to consist of 90 grams of cream of rice, 150 grams of berries. We've got 2 rice cakes on top, 40 grams of almond butter, and 60 grams of whey drip. And this is by far my favorite meal out of training day and non-training day diet, just because we have a lot more almond butter in this meal. So I'm going to tuck into that. It has been a busy day, guys, behind the laptop. And I'm actually going to come away from the laptop this evening, stick something on, and just try and unwind before bed. I feel absolutely ruined. So we're going to sit on the couch. Steps are all done. Food's all prepped for tomorrow. Work's all up to date. Low day food kills me, but this meal will make me feel a bit better. So that is a full day of eating on a rest day, 2,570 calories. Next video is going to be the travel up to Coventry and 1 day out. So please watch that one. And please like, comment and subscribe. Hope you enjoyed the video. And I will see you guys in the next one.